Good evening, Halato. Good evening, people. Yeah, short video. Just got back in from a major trip down into Idaho, trying to find out some origin stories of the people of North America. But this story right here is extremely important because it's about Hawaii. About a year ago, some months ago, I did a report about Yellowstone. I'm going to be updating that report. A lot of stuff going on in terms of the volcanic activity that's happening over there. But now Hawaii has been being hit. And as we know, back in the in the past month, more than 400 homes and other structures have been obliterated as volcanoes, hot magma has poured through neighborhoods after neighborhoods, torching everything in its path. So this is a Dark Matter Radio update and news media flash. So I usually do this on the radio itself. But Blog Talk right now is having some difficulties, and we're in the process of actually changing our format. So we need you to understand that this is extremely important news about what some of these people have to say. So vacationologists say a river of molten rock upwards to 20 feet tall tore through a Cabo Beach lots and vacation land. Vacation land is gone. As I quote, there is no evidence of any properties there at all. Wendy Stovall, a vacationologist a volcanologist with the U.S. Geological Survey, USGS, told reporters in a conference call. Very, very disturbing. And now we have reports that are just now coming in all over the place that FEMA is getting ready to spring into action, and they're heading over to Hawaii right now with FEMA barges. Now, I'm going to be reading you a report, and it's going to be it's from a FEMA person who remains wants to be remains anonymous, and it's also being reported in someone's bones reports. www.someonebones.com. And when I read this to you, it is going to, and it's not a matter of scaring anybody after death, but again, it's everything that we talked about here in INA and everything that we talk here about in Dark Matter Radio, about the chemtrails, about the vaccines, about the GMOs and all the things that are happening there, and the representation that you're getting in that so-called government of the United States, which is really just a sham. And so remember New Orleans, they did the same thing there, where people were trying to get out and they started shooting at people to get them back over the walls to make sure that they couldn't get out of that area of New Orleans. And as people were dying there in that big giant dome stadium, FEMA didn't come to help them until about maybe I think it was almost a week later. And if you remember, the rapper, I forgot his name, but the rapper said something about George Bush doesn't like black people. Well, listen to this story, and you will be totally amazed. And as I'm reading this, I want you to keep in mind that I'm going to have a video report on this, and also maybe a larger radio program in Dark Matter Radio. But there was a report on this in Texas when they were having all those storms, and a homeless person was being interviewed, and he was asked, "Why aren't you going in there to see? Why aren't you going in there and having the Red Cross and FEMA help you?" And he said that they're killing people in there. They are killing people in there. People go in there and they do not come out. They're killing people in there. And they shut the guy off, and they started telling him that, this is what happens when you're under extreme stress. Well, I want you to listen to this report. FEMA barges en route to Hawaii. A flotilla of FEMA barges, each capable to hold 2,000 people in cramped conditions, set sail from a secret staging area near Los Angeles and is currently en route to Hawaii, says FEMA employee speaking under conditions of anonymity. The vessel, he said, departed California on June 5th and traveling at a speed of 20 knots will arrive in Hawaii on the 11th of June. Rather than berth at Port Allen or Hoeo Harbor, the ships will drop anchor 10 miles offshore and use powerboats to ferry displaced persons to one of three FEMA housing ships. But FEMA is on no mission of mercy. Anyone escorted into these FEMA barges will be incarcerated and transported into mainland FEMA internment camps in Region 6. Now, they have all different types of regions, FEMA regions. They already broke it down, I think, into like about 12 different FEMA regions all across the country. Look that up on Google, and it will detail that out for you. There, they will be held captive by a controversial agency with a long history of imprisoning people against their will. FEMA is trying to avoid the same mistakes it made during Hurricane Harvey, which caused $125 billion in damages in the Houston metropolitan area. Floods inundated hundreds of thousands of homes and displaced over 50,000 people. In the storm's aftermath, FEMA sprang into action, but not to help. FEMA barges the size of a container ship were spotted near the Port Ama of Corpus Christi, and the agents acting under the authority of the United States government held 17,000 dispossessed people into floating prisons. FEMA wanted to be discreet in Hawaii. They don't want to leave a big footprint like they left in Texas. That's why they are keeping the big ships 10 miles offshore. I hope people are smart enough to avoid us and not get on the boats. Otherwise, they will be carted off to camps, just like what happened to people in Texas who haven't been heard from now in over a year. Most of those people that went in there were homeless people, I believe. I do not know what happened to them. I don't want to know, he says. I know everyone put on a boat is microchipped and pretty much imprisoned in worst of possible conditions. Their source explained. Single prisoners, he added, are housed in 6 by 9 foot compartments with a cot and a toilet. Families are given slightly larger accommodations, but the atmosphere still reeks of jail cell. Doors remain locked 24 hours a day. Everyone receives cold cereal for breakfast, a sandwich for lunch, and a lukewarm soup or other surplus entrees for dinner. Sounds good, doesn't it? There is no consideration for hygiene or sanitary conditions, our source says. Lice infestations are common. There are no showers, facilities. Rats are everywhere. I have heard stories of people getting uh, grunned, or gnawed to death or gnawed to bits in their sleeps, but that might be a hyperbole, right? So there's typically only one doctor on and one nurse aboard each ship, and they don't even want to be there. If I were in Hawaii, I'd rather deal with the lava and the volcanic ash than my own people. The source went on to say, FEMA will likely trick Hawaiians into these ships. They say there's a cruise ship waiting offshore to shuttle them to safety or some other outlandish lie. By the time anyone sees the FEMA coffins carrier looming in the horizon, it's too late. What will they do? Jump into the water and swim for it 7 or 8 miles to the land? In closing, he says, he offers a few words of wisdom to any Hawaii encounter a FEMA agent. Run, hide, but don't get on any ship. And there you have it. I just wanted to give that little brief exploit up there to you. There's a lot of really craziness going on over there in Hawaii, and we meditate for peace and everything on that land, and for the people that are over there as well. But this is one of the reasons why we must come together as a people to have an understanding that we must be able to protect ourselves as a collective We can't go solo and do this all alone by ourselves. This is Running Clean for Dark Matter Radio, a New Thunder for In the Live, and we are here keeping abreast with the news and trying to make sure that everybody has an understanding of what's going on. Stay frosty, people. Stay frosty and keep up with the news. This platform right here will be giving out news that the main media doesn't give out. But stay frosty, keep ears, eyes open, and keep working for a better system for all of our people. Have a good night.